Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we speak, William Ruto is in trouble. As just yesterday, Moses Wetangula gave his rulings that the Kenya Kwanza is the majority and the Azimio is the minority. According to Milo Odhiambo, who is now the current minority whip in the National Assembly, as per the ruling of Moses Wetangula, the Speaker, she's claiming that even if Wetangula is claiming that those members of parliament that immediately after election, they decided to work with William Ruto, and that is making Kenya Kwanza to be majority, then they should argue on the basis of, after the impeachment of GACHAGUA, he has also moved out with his members of parliament who are his close allies from the UDA party. And it is very clear that Moses Masika Wetangula is clearly contradicting the rule of the law. And because his party is one of the political party in the Kenya Kwanza, he must ensure that the side he's siding with is becoming the majority. I want to listen to Milo Odhiambo, alleging that it is a fact that GACHAGUA has moved out with his members of parliament. Then if likely they are going to join hands with WAMUNYORO, then William Ruto is going to have a big problem in the parliament. Before we watch Milo Odhiambo, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel. Because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder, please, as you watch, consider liking the video. Let us listen to Milo Odhiambo.
Who doesn't know, for instance, de facto, that there are people who have gone off with WAMUNYORO? Yeah, WAMUNYORO has gone with his own MPs. That is a fact. By the Deputy Speaker writing to ask for the membership from the registrar is indicative of what we are worried about the position of the Speaker. No. And that is what we are saying about the issue that the court has raised about biasness. Yes, biasness that the court spoke about. And I'm glad that the Speaker actually noticed an anomaly. Other than notice one anomaly, that because of the hurried nature, that I send a letter written minority because the parliament has not given me correct ones, written majority. We don't print our own. If they had printed for me, majority would have done. We must be guided by the law and what the law says. So the 14 people, the 14 members that are frozen in space legally are Azimio numbers.
As you have watched Milo Odhiambo, remember immediately yesterday, the ruling of Moses Masika Wetangula was rendered before the floor of the House. The minority leadership from Azimio decided to storm out the parliament, and they decided to give their press briefing. You can even hear people like Caleb Amisi, while they're moving out and having their press, they said, and they were trying to allege, they are likely to join the WAMUNYORO wrestling. It shows how there's a possibility of these members of parliament distancing themselves from the so-called the broad-based government. Immediately this thing happened, William Ruto was so terrified, and this forced him to go ahead and summon Junet Mohammed and Kimani Ichung'wah.
On this Wednesday, in fact, here's the story. You'll enjoy this. We had invited the majority leader of Parliament, Kenya.BONFACE'S and Minority Leader Junaid Mohammed to come on the show to talk about what the High Court ruled and what the Speaker overruled. They both agreed they were coming to the show. But guess what? They called us about half an hour ago and said they had been summoned to State House. Do the math. They're not coming.
And even stopping the interview that was scheduled at Citizen TV JKL Live. You can show and tell that William Ruto is a terrified man that has realized that things are not going to be on his side. The ODM members of Parliament are 86. You can tell me that GACHAGUA is having even about 14 of them or 10 of them. When you add with them, with the ODM, let us say 14, it is almost 200 members of Parliament. We are having Jubilee members of Parliament who are also siding with Jeremiah Kioni, who are against William Ruto. You add it. Then you add with the Wiper Party. It will be almost 150 something. Is it possible to impeach William Ruto? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible to impeach the Speaker of the National Assembly? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible to remove the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Gladys Boshole? Yes, it is possible. But it will be possible if ODM will lead this mass movement. Because remember, they are having members of Parliament. The second majority members in the National Assembly. So you can tell that Kenyans, William Ruto is a man that is so terrified. He's a man who is not secured at all. He believes that if he's going to give this chaos a chance, then the possibility is these individuals will start with Moses Wetangula, they will go up to William Ruto. And that is what William Ruto does not want. So William Ruto is a terrified man. As we speak, he's a terrified man. If he was not terrified, ange summon this akina Junaid Mohammed and Kimani Ichung'wah. It shows the man is so trembled with the current situation at the Parliament. And I'm telling you, if this is the trajectory Moses Masika Wetangula is going to have, then we are going to have a crisis in the National Assembly. And this might replicate to the Senate Assembly, and it might not savor William Samoei Ruto, Moses Wetangula at their own peril. Remember one thing. When William Ruto started the so-called broad-based government, the ODM said that they must also be served. It should not be only in executive. They are seeing this broad-based government. But in terms of legislature, they don't see it. And that is the call that Millie Odhiambo is trying to do. That if we are talking about the so-called broad-based government, we must talk about the broad-based government in executive and legislature. And so this issue of majority and minority in the National Assembly, akina Millie Odhiambo walikuwa nataka, but then washare easy positions. Because now there's no minority and majority. Then, as in the broad-based government, they must embrace each other. And that is what Millie Odhiambo was trying to say. But on the same note, is Kenya Kwanza ready to embrace ODM in these positions? Absolutely no. And that is why you can see them so robust, eloquent, how they are still the majority in the National Assembly, upende msipende. And that is why they are arguing, saying that kuna watu kama 14, MPs 14, walitoka kwa the Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition. But Millie Odhiambo is reminding them that also remember, when you impeached Rigathi Gachagua, kuna MPs walienda na Rigathi Gachagua. And if anything will happen in the National Assembly, and for example, maybe issue of impeachment, then these MPs allied to Gachagua will support the impeachment of William Ruto or even the impeachment of Wetangula. So things are not good for William Ruto in the National Assembly. It is hectic, traumatizing, dramatic, and it is going to be messy and noisy. I'm telling you, Kenyans, you just watch this space, because it is not going to be likely William Ruto to be favored. It is going to be a trouble. Should William Ruto go for development or to equalize the parliament? What do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till you meet in another video.